Dear friends, we appreciate highly an opportunity to tell about the problems of people with intellectual disabilities in Ukraine in the times of the war. We do know that the main dream and the main strive of all the Ukrainians, and we hope of all the Europeans, to win the enemy, to win the aggressor, to stop this tremendous crime that is happening against Ukrainian people. I'd like to say about people with intellectual disabilities, because I myself am the mother of one of them. My son is 38 years old, and it was difficult to take care of him and to provide decent life for him even before the war. Now it is the wartime. And because of the war, because we have attacks in Kyiv, our capital, Ukrainian capital, every day, majority of community-based services suspended. And suddenly, persons with intellectual disabilities stopped their usual life. And of course, they're agitated, they're anxious, and they express their anxiousness. For us, the parents, the main issue is to provide their safety. They do not realize that if it is written mining, then he or she should not go. When it is sirena, the emergency signal, they should go downstairs into the shelter. They just don't understand, and they do not react on these emergency signals. That is why we want them to escape. My son escaped to Europe, and he still wanted to come back, and because he was so much eager to come back, he started to be aggressive against all people around him, and we had to take him back from the mental hospital in Europe. He can't stand Europe. He needs to be here. But if he is here, he needs services every day. Another thing is people with intellectual disabilities from the cities and towns and villages which are totally ruined by the aggressor. For example, people from Mariupol. Our coalition has got 118 organizations, local organizations. One of them is from Mariupol, and half of the people escaped both in Europe and in Ukraine, into the western part of Ukraine, and they had nowhere to go back. And being in the shelter with crowded premises cannot be stand by people with intellectual disabilities. And of course, in the recent times, in the recent 3 weeks, we are having blackdowns every day and blackouts every day. If you have a person in your family, a person with intellectual disability, it means that you were building this system of support for years. For me, it took about 10 years to build this support, everyday support, every time support for my son. And it was, this system was ruined in one moment. And of course, restoration of the services and restoration of some support to these people is a very difficult matter in the war times and needs much of professional work. So, of course, we need professional help of social workers and multidisciplinary teams. So, we would appreciate highly your support.
Вітаю, мене звати Ольга. Я маю дорослого сина з інтелектуальними порушеннями. Діти з інтелектуальними порушеннями, вони не пристосовані до звичайного нормального життя. А в умовах війни в нас виникає дуже багато проблем. Перериваються послуги, які ми отримували, порушується звичайний спосіб життя, порушується структурованість цього життя, порушуються всі наші мрії на якесь майбутнє. яке повинно бути в нас прогнозованим. Ми дуже багато втрачаємо. І взагалі ця постійна небезпека, ми не знаємо, що з нами може ще трапитися. І дуже важлива нам допомога, ми потребуємо допомоги. Наприклад, мій син, він потребує постійного супроводу. І хочеться вірити в те, що це скоро закінчиться, це скоро зміниться. І прийдуть інші часи, і прийде час, коли наша організація матиме можливість надавати послуги, які потрібні нашим дітям. Ми віримо в це.